Hey, morning, Earl. I noticed that coffee with Earl is more like 40-ounce beer with Earl, but so I decided to bring your coffee along with mine, and of course I drank yours already. Hope you don't mind, but I do got mine. Nice homegrown. Yeah, I don't even know what kind this is. It may be a Sumatra, but I'm not certain. It's kind of the cheapo kind, because I'm not serving myself. Um, I'm being served. You're being served, sir. Anyway, thanks, man. Your video is great. It's about 9:10 now, and I had a friend, my friend Rex, stop by yesterday at 11 p.m. and stayed up until 4 a.m. and we just talked about everything, about money and about business and about just life and all sorts of things. Kind of, yeah, a spiritual tone, an approach to living, and so forth. And so yeah, it was just cool, man. Your video, like, and so I was like, I'm on this hunt, you're right, and I was thinking, God, okay, I'm looking at online businesses thinking there's got to be a way to monetize. Like, there's so many people under so much stress and so many things are changing, and people need to know and get along. Like, they need to see the difference in other people and accept difference in other people, and they need to know the games and the limits of other people. I think I really think that's what they need to do. But I shouldn't say need. And anyway, and so, like, the LL Craver, I looked at her videos initially because she was bald and because she had such great expression. And when I found out about equal money, I thought, oh, this is probably something akin to a communism, Marxism actualized or something. Which, I don't really think Russia did a great job with that or anything. But anyway, but all I know is, and then I had my niece over here, and she's 7 years old, and I always, she's always had long hair since she was born, or since she could grow it out. And I made comments periodically about shaving her head, and so I had her over here, and I was showing her all the women that had bald heads, and based off of El Craver's channel, like Destiny Productions and so forth. And then I showed her, Sinead O'Connor's Mandanga, singing Mandanga. So that's the famous bald woman ever. Um, yeah, boy, what to say? Girl, like, yeah, Boundless Eyes. Her boyfriend coming on. He does seem like he's kind of gallantly coming in to defend her honor, which is it's so cool because it's so English, and and hey, it's suiting for him. And let's see, epistemic duty. He and I, we got had some interaction a long time ago when I first got onto YouTube, and I felt that he was pretty knotted in, like, tight logic. I don't know how to put it. He was just very ardent in his approach to things, and then to see him do poetry and see him loosen up and stuff was, it's a pleasure. And he just kind of went off the scene and then popped in, very periodically. So it's kind of nice to see how people are doing that respect. And man, your videos are great. You just change the whole temperature and ambiance of the room, and it's just easy listening from someone that's been around the block, your own block. And like you said, you're doing your thing. You have your beliefs and your such, and that's what you're up to. And and everybody is. It's like early to it. You look at that guy, and I mean, he's a total freaker, but he bonds with symbolism the way I do. He's really big into pentagrams and into different arcane, ancient symbols, the inheritance of different kind of mathematical geometries, triangles, spirals, circles, heart shapes and pentagrams and stars of David and relating these. And I had all of these like moments in my past where I was really identifying with signs, squares and swastikas and spirals and mirrors and pentagram, and just all these things flipping through my head, where I'm trying to congeal meaning together, and so I found him very, very interesting. But the whole and then to compare him to like I'll say Castile Urano Brave, because the woman on the front of the motorbike, who I know really well, she I've known her since college, and she had a horse named Castile, and just a beautiful horse, and so her channel's always Castiliano Brave for me, and then Macarena, she just came in, when I was going through kind of this chummy antagonism that was misread, by Anton, and I just gave up on letting that go. But anyway, she just came in with such, a thought-provoking kind of undercurrent, just a tone. It's like everyone on there sets this tonality, and it's just amazing to see the tone and temperature and difference of different people and what it is they do and how it is they put things across. And I mean, obviously, and I really appreciate you getting back to me on that, because you fleshed out these characters so much more than I could have. And so, I mean, I guess for coffee, coffee in the morning, I might as well show you around my little bed place, but I do want to talk still about kind of like Erin, singing the guitar. She's got dark meat like me, and I feel like, wow, I might come from the same tribe as Erin, and she's so passionate and so just kind and politically active. Her approach to everything, it's really great. And I mean, and Meta Bob, he wrote the movie The Devil's Rejects, and he lives in LA, and he's just someone great to meditate on. A lot of the channels are dead. I mean, they don't post a lot, but that's why I put them up, is because, wow, these guys still need people to occasionally frequent their little museum online, right? And then his dad died, and he would talk about loneliness and about his dad. If you can find the video on his dad, check that out. That's a goodie. And other people on there are friends that I know, and other people are people that I just met online. Alma Frog, he sets a certain stage. Sorry for all the name mispronunciation. Yeah, my last video. Like I had my camera right here where I'm kind of talking, and I'm responding to Gary, and he assumes something like my impression of him. He thinks I'm offending him, right? And then he gets angry, like, how can you sit there, you fat bastard? And I'm thinking that really what he's upset at is when I put the camera like right here, I think like it might make him feel like he's riding me, like I'm having sex with him, or if I put it right there, that he's looking up at me. Right? That's right, Gary. This part's for you. But anyway, so I'll not embarrass anyone else or put them in that position. There's Sheerwolf's dude giving me a low 5 right there. Been working on spiralic women, so even early to it, his spirals, again, I'm like big into spirals, and there's a spiral painting. I'll post that online. Like I live in a bed now. Like, what to say, coffee. Like, back here are my, these are my narcotic medications, and 2 phones. I don't have an iPhone. I have this real low budget phone now because I lost everything. And because I'm not too particularly hierarchical, but based on the money thing, like equal money and how it is I want to monetize. It's like, well, as long as we're still trading money, maybe we should figure out a way in which to find something that people can get on board with and not fuck them over and not break them. And I don't know. So that's what I was doing all morning, and so it was just so weird to turn on YouTube and click on your video, and the first thing is Earl Carver talking about equal money, and it just seemed so uncanny to me for what was happening with my discussion with Rex, my friend that came over. So then I got paints, some paints. I got a tape measure to measure the length of this string. And I wrap this string around one of my testicles, and then measure it to see just how big of balls I have for what it is that I did to myself. Because right here are my trusty crutches, and in the background we got more Spirilic women, and there's 1 foot wrecked. Here's that other painting. Like I found Spirilic women to be like, I found spirals and women, the spiral was a sign of fertility, right? And so I was really kind of running with that in these paintings lately. And that's my emphasis. I keep doing it, but then I got this clown bug. So I'm working on, I'll let you know who that is at a later time when it's closer to being complete secret. Shh. Anyway, what what else to say? Yeah, man, I was taken in. I'm being I have caretakers now, and that's why I don't know what kind of coffee we're drinking there this morning. But yeah, and so in another week I'll be up again. So I'm just psyched, I wear patches on my chest for pain because I just spattered my bones, fragmented them, and that's okay because I kind of got this idea like, part of me thinks, well, it's time to lay bygones to be bygones and pick sides with people. I thought, what a bunch of bullshit, But I do like the idea, because things are changing really quickly. I do like the idea of knowing approximately where people live, having an idea of how to communicate with them, and almost with this sense of, knowing where people are in the country or even in Europe or wherever, almost as a map, a future map of where to travel or how to travel. And I'm, you know, I'll leave my location as kind of a guess. Yeah, I've mentioned it before, but it's not. I'm not really proud of it. Anyway, I'm babbling, and so what to say about the folks? It's like, yeah, Boundless Eyes. She. I saw her, and just immediately you could just feel the depth of her. She was just so, I don't know, just spot on about this kind of dark undercurrent, and just reminded me of some sort of younger anxiety. And the way she described her boyfriend as always kind of being up. I remember thinking about that. And there was one lady that reminds me of her, that was in college, that was so serious and so kind of a little bit melancholy. And she decided that she wanted to go out with me because I was all like happy and yip 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 yip. And I remember I had such bad gas because I had been drinking some beers at this party, and I had meandered, walked over to her place, but I it's like I had to go to the bathroom, and there were these beads hanging up, and but I just had the worst gas, right? And so it was like her studio apartment and these beads between her bathroom, and there was just no way I wasn't going to fart and not have her hear it and just like make this disgusting thing. And so I